Welcome to the channel where stories that sound absurd are actually real. And sometimes the craziest things don't come from movies, but from the people around us. In today's video, you'll hear two unbelievable tales. One about a woman who thought she was married to a ghost, and another about a spoiler-happy coworker who got trolled so hard he nearly lost his mind. Think you've been through some strange situations? Trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. Story 1. I'm his wife, and she wore a wedding dress to send off my husband's ghost. I never thought I'd become a widow at 33. But that's life. It doesn't bother giving you a warning before it punches you in the face. My husband Jonah passed away a few months ago from a stroke. Sudden, quick, not even a chance to say goodbye. We'd been together for 7 years, married for 5, trying to have a baby, and our first IVF appointment was scheduled for the following week. He died exactly 6 days before that, and while I was still sitting numb in front of his urn, a woman, an old friend of Jonah's, started marrying my husband's ghost. Her name was Marjorie. High school best friend she called herself to everyone, including people who'd never met her before. I remembered Jonah once telling me that back in college, Marjorie had hinted at wanting to marry him if they were both still single at 30. They had been close for a time, but according to Jonah, we were just friends. And now we really don't have much in common. I believed him. Honestly, I never saw Marjorie as a threat. At least not at first. Even though she kept visiting our city and asking Jonah out for drinks, then accidentally getting drunk and sleeping on his couch whenever I was away. Even though she always made those just joking comments like, "You were fast," I thought I would be the one to marry Jonah. You know, I'm the one who taught him to drink black coffee, right? As annoying as all of that was, I stayed polite. I didn't want to get jealous over someone who had supposedly never crossed the line of just friends. But then Jonah died, and Marjorie crossed every damn line. I organized the memorial in our city just as Jonah had wanted. I scheduled it a few weeks later because I wasn't emotionally ready, and because many of his relatives needed time to fly in from far away. And then I received an email, not from family, not from anyone close, but from Marjorie, sent to over 60 people, relatives, friends, even Jonah's old high school teacher. The subject line, "Memorial for Jonah," by someone who truly knew him. My jaw dropped. In the email, she announced that she was hosting a separate memorial in Jonah's hometown one day before mine. No text to inform me, no message asking for permission. Just her own replacement funeral organized by the one who truly understood Jonah. I called her, trying to stay calm. I said, "Marjorie, I understand that you want to honor Jonah, but I, his wife, have already made arrangements. You know that." She cut me off. "I had to do it. You took too long. He deserves something proper." I asked her to at least update her event description to say that my memorial was the official one. She said fine. I thought that was the end of it, until I saw the Facebook event. Jonah's real memorial, hosted by the one who knew his soul. And yes, I had been blocked. I couldn't tag it. I couldn't edit it. My inbox blew up with messages asking, "Wait, which one is the real memorial?" And the worst part. That wasn't even the worst part. Marjorie showed up at my memorial in a white wedding dress. You heard that right. A wedding dress. Bright white. Full-on Cinderella style. She walked in during the middle of the service, set up a little table, placed a photoshopped picture of her and Jonah, him in a tux, her in the same dress in front of the altar, and started bawling, like she was the grieving widow. The pastor gently asked her to leave. She screamed, "She stole Jonah from me. He always chose me. We already have a child together, a twist straight out of hell." Marjorie claimed she was pregnant with Jonah's child. No proof, just a badly photoshopped ultrasound and a creepy image of Jonah's face pasted onto the body of a shirtless man hugging her. I was furious, desperate. But I didn't fall apart. I called the church where she planned to host her memorial. The pastor confirmed she told them Jonah and I had separated. She claimed I had refused to hold any service. She introduced herself as Jonah's secret fiancée. The pastor apologized and removed her from the schedule. She screamed. But no one was listening anymore. A few weeks later at 3 a.m., she came to my house, banged on the door, yelled, "You ruined everything, Jonah loved me. I'm the real wife, I called the police." She was arrested on the spot after shoving an officer. She screamed, "Careful. You're hurting my baby." Spoiler. She wasn't pregnant. She didn't even have a boyfriend. She was sent to a psychiatric hospital, diagnosed with delusional disorder, hadn't taken her meds in over 2 years. Her brother, the only sane one left, wrote a public post confirming Marjorie made everything up. Jonah had nothing with her. He loved his wife. Always. I didn't sue. I just wanted to move on. I relocated, changed my number, deleted all social media. And every night I look at Jonah's photo on the shelf and feel at peace. Not because he's gone, but because in the end, I held on to the truth and let her marry a ghost alone. Story 2. I tricked the office spoiler and drove him crazy in the most unexpected way. We had a little office tradition every weekend. Friday night, whoever was free would head over to a bar near the office. It was our way of shedding the suits, blowing off steam, and pretending just for a few hours that we weren't getting strangled by deadlines. Attendance was always flexible, come if you want, skip if you're busy. And honestly, everyone enjoyed it, unless Logan showed up. Logan wasn't the kind of guy you'd hate right off the bat. He was cheerful, always chatting with everyone, smiling like he'd just won the lottery. But Logan had a special skill ruining conversations with spoilers. No, not the accidental kind, the intentional kind. He took pride in being the guy who blurted out key plot twists from movies, TV shows, games, or books you were excited about. I'll never forget the first time I seriously wanted to punch him. I had just mentioned to a few coworkers that I'd booked tickets to see Mortal Kombat. Logan immediately leaned over, eyes lit up. "Oh man, you're gonna love the part where Sub-Zero kills XYZ by freezing their heart, and the ending." When Scorpion shows up and I backed away from the conversation like a soldier who just heard a landmine click. A little later, Amy, another coworker, was talking about the series she was halfway through watching. Logan popped in like a spoiler ghost and said, "Episode 9 has a huge twist. Turns out the main character's the killer. Wild, right?" Amy froze. I swear I saw a piece of her soul float out of her body. Not long after, a few of us created a separate group chat. We named it Survivors of Logan's Spoilers. We documented everything Logan had ruined: movies, shows, books, even a surprise proposal someone was planning. Eventually, I, being the one who usually sent out the Friday night invites, decided to try something. I left Logan off the list. Of course he noticed. He wasn't stupid, just insufferable. One Friday evening, just as I was packing up to leave, he pulled me aside. "Hey, looks like you forgot to invite me for drinks. I didn't dodge it." I was direct. I didn't forget. "I left you out on purpose." Logan blinked. I continued. "Logan, spoilers kill the joy. You don't just ruin stories, you kill the vibe. We deserve a peaceful night." He tried to defend himself. "I just like sharing. Is it wrong to be excited?" I shrugged. Being excited is one thing. Spoiling things in front of people who haven't watched it yet is another. Eventually, I offered him a deal. "If you promise, really promise not to spoil anything, we'll invite you next time." And yeah, he came. And yeah, the spoilers exploded anyway. 15 minutes in, I had barely said I heard A Quiet Place 2 is pretty good, when Logan jumped like he'd been shocked. "Oh yeah, that scene where the mom dies at the 70-minute mark? That was brutal." The entire table stopped eating. I put my glass down and stared him in the eye, "And that is why you don't get invited." Logan stood up and left, and honestly, I was 80% relieved, 20% tempted to spoil his entire life for him. A few days later, I decided to get a little payback. I casually mentioned in front of the whole office I'm planning to watch The Crimson Maze this weekend. Heard Oscar Isaac's in it. I made sure to pronounce it clearly. I even DM'd a few coworkers repeating the title just to be safe. Here's the thing. There is no movie called The Crimson Maze. I made it up. from scratch. And sure enough, Logan took the bait. He didn't say anything right away, but I saw him sneak a look at his phone. That night in the parking lot, he caught up with me. "Hey, what was the name of that movie again? The something maze." I smiled. "The Crimson Maze." He frowned. "There's no movie called that. Are you messing with me?" I looked at him. "Really, huh? Maybe I got spoiled by mistake." Welcome to our world. The next morning, the entire office was laughing after Logan posted this to Facebook. Does anyone know about the Crimson Maze? The trailer seems to have disappeared from the internet. One reply nailed it, Logan. It's a fake movie. The problem isn't the trailer, it's you. Logan went quiet for a few weeks after that. No spoilers, no interruptions. At one point, I heard him say, "Hey, maybe I shouldn't say anything in case it's a spoiler." Everyone applauded. I sat in the corner, sipping my coffee, smiling. In a world full of Logans, sometimes you don't need to shout. You don't need to fight. You just need to let them taste the same dish they force-fed you. And in my case, that dish was a non-existent spoiler. It was delicious. So there you have it. One person trying to steal someone else's ghost husband, and one game ruiner who got swallowed by the very game he thought he controlled. Who needs horror movies or sitcoms when real life has Reddit? And just a bit of patience. What do you think, was Marjorie mentally ill or a master manipulator? And with Logan, was the fake movie prank too harsh or just the perfect lesson he needed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy stories like these, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because I've got hundreds more insane stories waiting to be told. See you next time. In another tale you'll have to hear to believe. And remember, next time someone starts spoiling a movie, make sure they even know what movie they're talking about.